Welcome to the first installment of this series, Let's Play PokeMMO, or PokeMMO I should say. I am your host, Snow, and in today's episode, we are basically going to be starting off in the Unova region. Now, one thing you guys should note is that I already have my first gym battle won. Now, with PokeMMO, because there's so many different things that you can do, I'm actually not going to be recording like the entire storylines throughout each region one at a time. I'm actually going to be focusing on doing more of what we want to do, which is just going to be like breeding and making the ultimate team and whatnot. Now, as you guys will see, we have a Purloin, a Snivy, and if you look in our party, we also have two Blitzels in our party. Now, the big thing is that we actually have a plan for these Blitzels here. In this game, we are actually going to be hunting Pokemon based off of their IVs because of the breeding system in this game. It can definitely be used to make some really good Pokemon. And of course, the goal is to have the best mixed team from different regions possible as we go throughout all the different regions and just pretty much play the game. Now, some things to know about this game are that, one, the AI is a lot more difficult than in a regular Pokemon game. The gym battles are more difficult, the rival battles are difficult, and you can bet that when we get to PvP, those battles are going to be pretty difficult. So breeding the best Pokemon possible is very important. And as well as that, money works differently in this game. Money is a lot more scarce compared to other Pokemon games. Whereas in like an Emerald, you could just battle the reporters over and over again and make absolute bank. It doesn't work that way. In this game, you kind of have to create your own luck because things are a bit more expensive to my knowledge, and money is a bit harder to come by. You can make money from battling trainers, however, there is a lot more effective ways of doing things. So, with that being said, we have a 31 IV Blitzel. It's got a 31 IV for speed, so we are definitely going to keep that. And along the lines, we are probably, or not even probably, we're definitely going to end up breeding it. So for now, we're just going to put these Blitzels in the box, and I'm going to actually show you guys some stuff. So right now, we just have a Patrat in there and these two Blitzels, but by the end of the episode, you guys will see this box is going to be filled up a lot more. I'm not going to actually have that part on camera where I go catching all these Pokemon just because there's other things we want to worry about. And in this episode, pretty much based off of the recordings that I've already gotten, we've actually got some pretty cool stuff to show you guys in this episode. Like I said, I'm not going to show you guys every single gym battle, but you guys will see some of them. So we are back in the Pokemon Center. I did some grinding off camera, and we are going to go over to the PC box. But as you guys can see, I have a Roggenrola and a Blitzel and our Purloin and our Snivy. Now, our Snivy is level 16, and he's one level away from evolving, so we're going to leave him in the back of our party for now. Our Purloin is pretty much standard. It was the first one that we could find. It's just got regular IVs, and Snivy's got like base all 15 IVs, I believe it is, because that's what you get from your starters anyways. But then, if you look at our Blitzel and our Roggenrola, you will see our Blitzel has 31 IV for speed, and I believe our Roggenrola has 31 IV for HP. Basically, any Pokemon that's got a 31 IV, even if it's just one 31 IV in this game, is very valuable and is definitely worth holding on to and either breeding or selling. And so yeah, that's why we are basically going to be holding on to these guys. Now, our Roggenrola and our Blitzel, they do serve some purposes in our team. Right now, my Blitzel is going to be kind of serving as a status inducer. Roggenrola is going to be used to set traps and whatnot, and Snivy, of course, is going to be like our special attacker, and you guys will see that as the game progresses throughout this walkthrough. But this is basically a quick summary of what we've got and what we're working with so far. And like I said, if you're expecting like a full walkthrough through this game, this is not what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be doing our own thing, and you guys are going to be seeing like the important parts, really. The first gym battle being that this is the very first region that we started off with in PokeMMO. I can't lie to you guys, it is a bit more of a slow start, so that's why I didn't record the very first gym battle. If you guys are upset about that, I apologize, but Again, that's not the point of this series. So we're going to go back over to the inbox, and you guys are going to see that I caught a bunch of more Roggenrollas, Blitzels, and I believe we even have one Purloin in the party, or in the box, I should say. Now, none of these guys have 31 IV stats, but they still are valuable because based off of which ones I decide to breed with 31 IV Pokemon, it can also increase the other IVs in areas that we are lacking in. So that is really, really good. And of course, in this game, you know, Pokeballs are your best friend because with breeding and whatnot, that's how you make your money. I mean, there's other ways to make money other than breeding, but at the same time, it's not always about making money. You also have the responsibility to yourself to basically make the best team that you can possibly make. So that is what we are doing. But we are getting ready to do our very first gym battle. But before we do our first gym battle, we have a boss fight with this guy named In. If you guys have ever played Black and White, then you guys will know exactly who I'm talking about. But we are about to face off of him in front of this building, which is the second gym leader / the museum. So when we go to enter the museum, you guys will see this is going to be super, super clutch, and it's actually the inspiration for the name of this video. Yeah, as you guys know before, the AI is a lot smarter in this game and the battles are more difficult, so you have to play more strategical. I'm still getting used to using all of my Pokemon in their full capacity, so right now we just got a system that works for us, and I did make some mistakes, which you guys will see, and I will be kind of narrating over. So he sends out his P-Dove, and we start off with Roggenrola. Now, normally this would be a good matchup, so we are going to start off with Stealth Rock, but his P-Dove knows Grass Knot, which is super effective, so we're just going to lay this trap down. Now, a smart person would have subbed Roggenrola out, but I didn't do that. We decided to take the risk. I already have the Stealth Rock set up, so that's really all I need Roggenrola for. I was thinking maybe I could use Harden, but he still outsped me. The thing with Roggenrola is every time that she takes damage, her defense goes down, but her speed goes up. So that is something that we can definitely use to our advantage. Now we're going to send out Blitzel, and we are going to start off with a Thunder Wave. The whole thing here with Blitzel is I want to get as many of his Pokemon paralyzed as possible, and I'm also going to be taking advantage of Blitzel's incredible speed because of its 31 IV in speed. Now, this P-Dove is going to use Snarl, and that's going to hurt us quite a bit. So I take a gander here, or a gamble I should say, and we decide to use Charge because when I use Charge, it'll raise Blitzel's special attack, or its next attack, I should say. So, however, its P-Dove was able to work through its paralysis and one-hit our Blitzel, which kind of sucks. It was a gamble that we took there, and we ended up paying the price for it, but hey, you got to keep moving on, right? So we're going to switch out to Purloin, and Purloin is actually going to be really good of a stall for us. So we're going to start off with a Fake Out to make it flinch. Now that we've made it flinch, we can't use Fake Out anymore. However, Purloin does have good speed, and so I decided, well, because he's a fighting type, let's just get his accuracy down as much as possible for now. Purloin is also going to be kind of like just a little bit of a bait / stall, and most definitely a sacrifice. So we're going to just keep on using Sand Attack as much as we can to get his accuracy down as much as he can, and it is paying off, and we're going to do it one more time. The reason why is because at this point I realized I'm going to need Snivy to just handle everything for me. So he hits us with a low kick, which is super effective, but doesn't take Purloin quite out. And so I decided last second, let's hit it with a cut so that way we can try and take as much damage down as possible before we eat another low kick, and Purloin is out of commission. So now we are down to only Snivy. So we're going to send Snivy in and watch how this goes down, guys. This is awesome. So we send out Snivy, and he withdraws his Timber, and he sends out P-Dove. Now with Snivy, that's okay because, you know, the Pointed Stone's digging to P-Dove, and we're going to raise our attack and our special attack. So we got some damage done to it off rip, and we just boosted ourselves, and we're going to hit it with a Leaf Tornado. And Snivy has the speed to pretty much move first, so Snivy gets that shot off. Doesn't one-hit KO it, but that's fine. P-Dove uses Air Cutter, which absolutely sucks the life out of Snivy because it's super effective, but we're going to hit it with a Magical Leaf. And now watch how beautiful this is, guys. Doesn't KO it, but Snivy is fast, so we can use another Magical Leaf, and boom, we have P-Dove out of the way. So now things are starting to slightly turn in our favors. However, our backs still are against the wall. Snivy hits level 17, which is awesome. And then we're going to send out a Time Pull. Now you will see that Time Pull is paralyzed right from the jump, meaning I'm not falling for that. So instead of using water moves, I'm just going to keep on boosting Snivy's attack and special attack. It's paralyzed, so we're going to hit it with another growth. And we're just going to keep boosting that attack and special attack. And then Time Pull is paralyzed again. So what we're going to do is now we're going to hit it with a Leaf Tornado, and it turns out it's not Time Pull, it's Zorua, which is a really good idea, and it's really good that we actually ended up boosting ourselves because Zorua got one-hitted just from using growth a couple of times. Now he actually sends in his real Time Pull. Time Pull takes damage from the floating stones that we have, and we're going to hit it with a Leaf Tornado, still taking advantage of that boost that we gave ourselves earlier, and it's super effective, so that's a one-hit KO, and now it's just 1-to-1, but we actually have a bit of an advantage going because Timber is already hurt, and then the pointed stones dig into it. Now we're going to get off a Magical Leaf, and that is all she wrote, one-hit KO, and we just swept in with our Snivy. Of course, we had a little bit of setup going into that, but Snivy for the win, and we got 1140 in Pokemon money, so that's pretty cool. And on top of that, Snivy is evolving, so this is working out great. I was actually really stoked to have gotten all of this on camera, both the sweep and the evolution. I think that's a really great way to start off any new series, regardless of how you decide to run it, and especially with a series where we're not doing all of the gyms, or we're not showcasing all of the gyms. That's really good because we got some really cool stuff on camera. So as you guys can see here, N runs away, but before he does, we have to deal with that BS dialogue that they make you deal with in every Pokemon game. He's talking about how he needs to get Reshiram, one of the legendaries in this game, and we just kind of ignore that because, seriously, who cares? You know, we already know that we're the chosen ones. We're gonna get that thing anyways. So right here, let's just kind of go into Servine's summary. As you guys can see, it does, yeah, it is what it is. I actually don't know how to read Pokemon summaries all that well. I don't remember all of the natures and how they affect it. I do know that natures will kind of increase one stat by 10 and then decrease the other stat by 10. And then there's a couple of natures where they're just completely neutralizing, but yeah, so this is the summary for our Servine, our pretty much, our most powerful Pokemon at the moment. And on top of that, well, yeah, I just thought it was really cool that we could get all of this on camera for this first episode of PokeMMO. I think that's a really good way, again, to start off the series. But with that being said and done, we are now ready to take on Lenora, one would think. However, knowing how these battles in this game goes, I know that we are not quite ready and we have got some stuff to do. So basically, we are back in the Pokemon Center now. I did some more grinding off camera and I'm going to show you guys. We leveled up our Pokemon quite a little bit, but just by a couple levels each. And we also got a new addition to our team. We chose out a Sock. It was either between Sock or Timber. I also have a Timber in my PC box, but I decided ultimately to go with Sock, and there's a couple reasons why. So if we look at his summary and we go over to his IV pool, it turns out our Sock is pretty mint, or not mint, but pretty built to be a special attacker slash special defender. Like his special attack and special defense stats are way better than his attack and defense. So that's pretty cool because we need his special attack anyways for Lenora. And on top of that, he already knows Rock Smash, which means one less thing that I have to use a TM for. Even though I can keep on using TMs and whatnot, he pretty much serves the purpose that we need him for right now. So that's really good. And so we are actually going to go battle Lenora now. Now, I will let you guys know as we walk into the gym, I have already defeated all of the gym battles that are in the gym, and basically all that's left is Lenora. Again, because this game isn't too focused on the storylines, even though the storylines are important, but this walkthrough, I should say, is not focused on the storylines as much. I pretty much did all that off camera, so we can just get straight to the battle. So we are about to battle Lenora, and we are actually going to start off with our Blitzel this time. Reason being is I wanted to start with our weakest Pokemon first. And yeah, Rog and Roll is going to do his thing, and he's going to set those traps, but I wanted to get Blitzel's any kind of XP that I could give it right off the rip. So I decided to start off with a Thunder Wave. Reason being, of course, is I need to get her Pokemon paralyzed, at least as many of them as I can. And so Herdier is going to use Retaliate, and Retaliate is a really powerful move. As you can see, it pretty much takes out over half of our HP, so I'm going to switch out to Roggenrola. And reason being, again, is I want Herdier, geez. I want Blitzel to get at least some XP. Now, Retaliate's not that good against Roggenrola, and Roggenrola's ability kicks in where its defense goes down, but its speed raises, and I'm going to try and use that to our advantage. So now we're going to get off a Stealth Rock, and that's great because now that trap is set and Herdier is paralyzed. So next we're going to hit it with the Mud Slap, as we're going to try to get its accuracy down as much as we possibly can. And it's paralyzed, so we're going to do another. However, she withdraws him and switches out to Watchog. Now the thing is, we hit Watchog with a Mud Slap, but Watchog has an ability where its accuracy can't be drained. So that's kind of a little bit of a, I guess you could say, like a, not a fork in the road, but kind of like a dent in our plans at the moment. So we're going to go into our bag and we're going to make an executive decision here, and we are going to heal up our Blitzel just a little bit using one of our potions. Now remember, you have to use potions and stuff very sparingly in this game, so I did this as kind of a move that would be thought out. And now he uses a fighting type move, and that's going to be super effective on Roggenrola. So basically from here we have to decide what are we going to do. And they decided to go for another low kick, and that takes Roggenrola out of commission, but that's okay because what we really needed Roggenrola for was for that, the pointed stones. I already forgot the Stealth Rock. Jeez, I can't think today, guys, as you can tell. Now we're going to send Blitzel back out, and we're going to hit it with another Thunder Wave, taking advantage of Blitzel's incredible speed. And he's going to hit us with a Retaliate. Now, he's already paralyzed, so I'm going to take a gamble here, and we're going to try and charge up so that way we can get off a Shock Wave and try and pretty much crit him. So our special defense rises, but its Retaliate works. So I wasn't able to use the charged Shock Wave like I wanted to, but that's okay, because now we're going to switch out into Purloin, and Purloin is going to be a really great stall for us. So first thing off rip is we're going to hit it with Fake Out just to make it flinch. This is the only Fake Out that we'll be able to use because it was the first move that Purloin used. And now we're going to hit it with some Sand Attack, but that doesn't work because of its ability, which I had forgotten about. However, it pays off because he is still paralyzed anyway. So we're going to hit it with Pursuit a couple of times and try and get that HP down as much as possible. And it's paralyzed, so we get to use Pursuit again, but as you guys can see, it has an Oran Berry on it. So that kind of puts a little bit of a damper on our mood, but that's alright because we're going to hit it with yet another Pursuit. And we're just going to try and keep getting this off while we can. He uses Retaliate, almost one hit KOs us, but I can see that we're getting close. We're going to use Cut to try and get some last minute damage, and then he hits us with a Retaliate, and that's all that she wrote for our Purloin. However, it's not to freak out right now because we still have Sock on our side, and we have yet to reveal Sock. So with Sock, we are going to just start off with a double kick because I know it's going to be super effective, and we're going to one-hit her Watchog. So with that being said, Sock gets that quick XP boost, and then she switches back out to Herdier. Now Herdier is paralyzed, and those stones dug into him, so that's a great start. We're going to start off with a Focus Energy. Now the reason why is so that way we can try and get more critical hits. It uses a Retaliate, almost kills us but doesn't, and then we're going to use Double Kick, and because we use that Focus Energy, we got the critical hit, which is exactly what I was hoping for. And so now Herdier is one hit KO'd, and we gain another sweet experience boost, and Sock grows up to level 17. So far we are looking really good, and we are trying to learn Karate Chop. Now I'm going to get rid of Quick Guard. I believe it's called Quick Guard. I can't see it that well because the screen is so small when I'm recording my voice, but basically Karate Chop has a higher attack than either of Sock's moves right now, so I wanted a heavier hitting attack for him. So we got rid of Quick Guard and we decided to use Karate Chop. So now he's going to send out Audino, which is perfectly fine because pointed stones dig into Audino, taking a little bit of HP right off rip, and then we're going to hit it with a Karate Chop. Karate Chop is super effective, and we got the critical hit because of the Focus Energy before, but it doesn't quite one-hit KO it. So now Sock is out of commission, and it is all up to Servine. However, this, as you guys can see, is going to be quick and easy for Servine. We're just going to hit it with one quick Magical Leaf, and that is all she wrote. just like that, as you guys can see, we have now defeated the second gym leader, and we have gotten our second gym badge of this playthrough. So I am super happy about that, guys. And also on top of that, Servine wants to learn Leech Seed, and of course I'm going to use that. Now Vine Whip is going to be the weakest of our attacks. Both Leaf Tornado and Magical Leaf are going to be stronger than Vine Whip, so I'm going to get rid of Vine Whip, and I'm going to keep Growth, because I can still use Growth to make Leaf Tornado and Magical Leaf completely overpowered. So we're going to get rid of Vine Whip, and we're going to replace it with Leech Seed, because I would much rather be getting HP on every single turn than just having an extra attack. So we got rid of Vine Whip, and now we have Leech Seed, and just like that, we have defeated Lenora. Now, we got that sweet prize money. Like I said before, prize money is a bit harder to come by in this game. And of course, we got our second gym badge. And as you guys could already guess, if you guys have played Black and White before, it's going to basically just send us through dialogue, so that way we can continue on with the regular storyline for Black and White, which isn't necessarily the full purpose of this series. It is a big purpose of it, but it's not the full purpose of it. Now, if you guys have ever played this game before, though, whether it be Black or White or PokeMMO, you know that basically after the second gym battle, Team Plasma is going to be breaking into the museum, and they're going to be stealing the head off of that Dragonite fossil slash, yeah, pretty much Dragonite fossil that was out in the lobby. And yeah, it's nothing too important, because it doesn't really pertain to like the full storyline of this playthrough. So as I said before, guys, that is about it. This is all just dialogue stuff that you kind of have to go through after beating the second gym battle in this region anyways. But if you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed content like this, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And as well as that, please feel free to leave me feedback and give me ideas for things that you guys would like to see next. And that's about it for today, guys. Until next time, guys. Peace.